topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the host and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Hi, welcome to Learning to Dance in the Rain, where we tackle life's toughest challenges and honesty, courage, and just a touch of grace. I'm your host, Shelby Wagner, and I'm very happy to have a guest today, Rebel Meddler, who's an international radio personality, sound engineer. In fact, she's my sound engineer. The episode is called Bringing It to Your Attention, Some Interesting Things We Think You Need to Know About. Rebel isn't afraid to shake things up or challenge the norm and speak the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. Rebel Meddler is known for calling it like it is, asking the hard questions and spotlighting the things most people would rather sweep under the rug. Today, we'll explore some surprising facts, overlooked issues, and the kind of insights that just might shift your perspective. So if you're ready to hear what really needs to be brought to your attention, stick around and let's get to it. Rebel?
Hey, Shelby.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going fine. How about for you, dear?
Well, let's see. It befitting that it's Learning to Dance in the Rain. I came into the studio. It was pouring down rain, and I got soaking wet. So please excuse my appearance.
Well, I think you look wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you. You're so kind.
Got quite long hair there. My goodness.
Yeah, I do. It's just, it's a mess right now.
Well, it looks very, very fine. Very nice. I'm glad to see you. Usually we get to hear each other, but we don't get to see each other.
Absolutely. Most of the time, I'm a figment of people's imaginations. So it's all good.
So how do you feel about that?
I'm really good with it. I mean, I like people to use their imagination and imagine what it's like, put their own imagination to my face, to how things are and me in general.
So we were going to talk about a little bit about some scams that are out there.
Oh, got some things to bring the people's attention today. We do, most definitely.
Okay,
I want to start with has anyone received any weird things saying that they need to pay a toll? All right. First of all,
I did.
Did you really?
Oh yeah, I've been getting emails and text messages for quite a couple of weeks, and I only owed $1.19, and now it's gone up to several. But I was wondering who I was thinking about calling the toll company to see if it was real or if it was one of these scams.
Yes, absolutely. I would definitely check with them. Our governor here in the state of Louisiana sent out an urgent warning, urging everyone to be aware of the current spoofing scam. It involves a false toll penalty fee and a bogus link to clear the outstanding balance. So just FYI, folks, if you receive something, 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be real. So please don't respond to what they send you. Call the actual company and get information. Cybersecurity experts say this could be an attempt to collect personal data. Here in Louisiana, the OMV does not use text messages for collection purposes. Most other states probably don't either. How
Right.
would they be texting you? Okay, just think about that.
Uh,
And you might, I don't know if you have to give a phone number when you sign up for a toll. We don't have very many toll places in Louisiana. So for us to get scams like that,
hmm,
there is a toll bridge, the causeway, I think going north is a toll bridge. Most people know these things ahead of time. Be aware, okay? Just please be aware. And for further information here in Louisiana, you can go to the Louisiana OMV. That's O as in Oscar, M as in motor, and V as in Victor Facebook page. But even then, I mean, this itself could be a scam because it came in on a text. I don't know if you can see that. Let's get it.
mhm,
There you go. It came in on a text. So
right.
beware. Be be very concerned about things that don't quite look right. Okay. If it smells like a skunk, it probably is, in fact, a skunk. So don't mess with it, because you know what happens when you mess with a skunk. Takes a long time
Right.
to get that smell out now, doesn't it? Yeah.
Well, there's a toll road that runs across just south of me through Indiana and Ohio over towards New York. And of course, it just says probably $1, but they probably thought I would just automatically send it in. But I don't remember being on the toll road for the last 6 months. you know,
Yeah.
so yeah, you really have to be careful, because when I got that one, I thought, oh really? You know, and normally I probably would have just taken care of it, but then I got to thinking, I don't think I've been there, so I just haven't done anything about it, and
I would definitely call the toll commission. There must be a number that attaches to the actual where tolls would be paid in your area.
mhm,
So, I used to drive a lot in Florida. Now Florida does have a lot of tolls places.
yeah,
But you keep your money in your pocket and you keep your money in your car change thing, whatever. You always have it. As
well,
far as a toll tag, I don't own one.
well, there I own I don't know what you call it, but a little box that I bought I put it up in the windshield, when I go through. Which
Mhm.
reminds me, there's an arm that goes down. I can't even go through that darn toll without putting something up there.
There you go.
I assume so. We got to really think when we get some of these text messages. Does that really apply to me? You
And
know?
unfortunately, when it's in a common place, it could slip by. Oh yeah, oh my goodness, I must have not have had money on the toll tag or whatever it is. But for someone in Louisiana, which we have very few tolls here,
Uh,
that I would know of, and I travel a lot everywhere. So it didn't apply to me. So it's like, okay, well that's funny you say that because I haven't gone through a toll for any reason why you would put this on me. So I'm glad the governor did put it out there
uh,
when, it's like there's not very many tolls that people could be getting this information from. So why? And at that, they knew when they sent me the stuff, they were like, oh, well, this toll in Florida and this toll here. I'm like, yeah, okay, about that. Well, when did this happen? I know exactly when and what city and where the tolls are when I'm there because I want receipts because I have to, I can write that off. So therefore,
yeah.
oh, it's crazy. It's crazy out there. Another thing, text wise, oh my goodness. If you get texts from unknown numbers, let's see, I have a few of those too to share with you guys. Let me see. They'll send you things like something simple. Hey, I'm relaxing at home now. Do you have any plans tonight? I don't know this phone number and I don't know this person. And then they respond. I did not respond, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Then they proceed to say, "Have you got home from work?" Now, if you weren't paying attention, you didn't recognize the number. You might have been, oh, who is this? Well, that starts a troublesome thing there, because who is this? Well, what do you mean, who is this? And they'll get you to banter back and forth, and they'll start a pseudo relationship with you. You don't want that. If you don't know who this is, don't respond.
Mhm.
Do not respond. See, had I responded, part of the thing could have been, oh, well, this is so and so. I used to tell people when they texted me out of the blue, with another one actually, it's like, blah, blah, blah. And I said, I'm sorry, check your number. I was doing the polite thing.
Mhm. Mhm.
Check the number and try again. But oh no, they come back, oh, well, this is so-and-so. Who's this?
Yeah.
None ya. I don't know you. You don't need to talk to me. Don't reply. Don't be, you don't need to be polite with these things. These are texts first and foremost. So don't engage with these people. If you really truly do not know, or let's say they pick a name that's common, that you might actually know somebody by this name, make sure you don't call the number they're texting you from. Call the number you know they had. Okay,
Mhm.
if they want to say, oh, I got a new number or whatever, double check, because you can start conversations with people and then you can just freely give them information that you don't realize you're giving them. And
Right.
that is bad.
Right. I interviewed Jeff out on the West Coast. Oh, back probably about 3-4 months ago, and he got one of those text messages, and he answered it. It ended up costing him a lot of money and heartache, because he fell for the woman too. You know, they had talked for quite a while. So I get these quite frequently. They'll want such and such, and I thought, well, who is this calling me? Who, you know, uh, I don't know the telephone number. I don't even know who it is, because they haven't told me that
Mhm.
it is who it is. So it's better just to check it out with a number that you do know and call them that way, or just ignore it. And
Exactly. Because if it is somebody that you know, they will find a way to prove that it's them.
uh,
And never, 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 and we're going to get into this a little later, don't ever take a picture of your ID and scan it to somebody that you think it's them. No. It used to be common practice once upon a time that everybody would keep, the social security number was like gold. You never gave it to anybody. Now
uh,
we give it out to everybody.
right.
Why
They
is
have it
that
before
stuff?
before we even know that they've got it. They've got it.
Exactly. Speaking of got it, all right, we'll jump ahead to this real ID thing. Okay.
Okay.
There's this new federal thing that they want everybody to have a real federal ID. It's funny. I went to the DMV with a friend of mine, and he was getting a new license. Well, they had a whole bunch of people in the waiting room, and this person from the DMV comes out. Who's here for a real ID and who's here for a fake ID? I looked around. I raised my hand. I said, "Excuse me, did you say a fake ID?" And she said, "Yes, we have the real IDs and then we have fake IDs." I said, "You're offering people a fake ID? How much do you
Yes.
charge for this? Because I can go get a fake one on the street and I make it say whatever I want."
Oh,
Everybody in the room started laughing. And I said, "Look, I'm not trying to be funny here, but did you really say a real ID or a fake ID?" And she says, "Yep. If you're here for a real ID, we're going to put you in over there. If you're here for a fake ID, you're going to stay over here." I'm like, "Could you please explain what everybody's talking about here? Because I don't think we all know what you're talking about." And then they explained the real federal ID, how you have to have this, 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 and this. Well, guess what? When you have to have this, 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 and this, you have to have all the major things to be you. But get this, Not soon after did my friend, I didn't do it. Not soon after, I need to because it's a forced issue now. By the way, if you don't have a real federal ID, you can't fly. So beware of that. That went into effect on May 7th of this year. So everybody's going to be forced to get this real ID stuff. But let me tell you, soon after my friend that I was there entertaining the crowd for, I wasn't really, I was, again, it's just my nature. But soon after, the Department of Motor Vehicles got hacked. Like, what? This is the things that we need to think about. You had to give all these things to get your real ID, and they got hacked. So now the hackers have your birth certificate, your social security card, pictures. They no longer just look at it. Oh no, they scan your stuff into a system. Do y'all know that? They are scanning you into a system, and they're so worried about, other people being you, but now they got hacked. So now other people can in fact be you. What's going on with that? Can anyone explain that to me? And why hasn't anybody thought about it? Because they're scanning your birth certificate.
Mhm.
So now they know everything they need to know to go get a legitimate copy of your birth certificate. It's not that difficult, people. They go to not that I'm encouraging them. Please don't do this because I'm not telling you to. But anybody who knows the right information can get your birth certificate or your death certificate. But you can't get your own death certificate. I'm just saying. That's a whole other story.
I hope not.
But well, there's a story there. There's comedy on that one. People have to see my where do we come up with that?
We have I guess got my new driver's license renewed back in March, and there's a
gold star or something on it.
a gold star on the state
You
of
have
Michigan
a real ID.
corner. Yeah, so I have a real ID. I didn't even know I was getting when I got it.
You don't have a choice anymore because now you have to have a federally legal ID because you need it to fly.
Yeah.
TSA doesn't like me, so I don't fly often. There's always comedy stories behind all these things. But anyway, so beware. I just want people to think about it. Why would we have to give up all of this personal information to be scanned into a system that got hacked right after they did it? Just saying. I hope they got that fixed. But
I hope so too. Is there any way we could tell if there was somebody out there that was using our ID?
when somebody does something that then they start coming after us for, I guess. I mean, or if your credit or something goes, because you don't really know who has your ID,
Right.
and that becomes a problem, really, because I mean, how do I know that I'm not out there in many places?
So that might come out if we were wanting to get our FICO score.
Yep.
We would know if someone had tried to open an account that
Yes.
in his name or something. That's one way.
Mm-hmm. And there's so many things out there that you have to be wary about that you don't know is really going on.
Oh yeah.
And you find out the hard way because, oh, look at that. Well, where did that come from? And oh, well, that's not supposed to be there. And if you don't have much credit or anything like that, so you're not going to be following those things, right?
Mm-hmm.
What can you do?
So it's a good idea to check your FICO score every so often, or kind of
definitely a good thing to check and make sure if anybody's hitting things or trying to open up things on your name and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much. Oh my goodness, there's so much to go on. But another one I definitely need to bring up to people's attention is this. And this came from the United States Postal Service, priority mail.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Regular stuff. I had to tape off some things to protect people's information. But this, people, is a federal offense. It came through the United States Postal Service. Okay. And you open it up and, what is this? Let's see when we open these things up. We got some letters here. Oh, look at that. Let me cover up what I need to cover up. It's a check for an insanely amount of money. That's over $1,000. Okay. But it's a real check. It looks like it anyway.
Yeah.
Be prepared, folks. And then they send you, this is 3 pages of stuff. It looks legit, right?
Oh,
You
yeah.
read this and they tell you this, they're going to pay you to do this job. Okay. Beware, it could be anything. It could want to take a survey. It could get you to supposedly evaluate people. This particular one that's about to go to the police department and find out, and I'll be able to report back to you once I find out what the police department tells me. But again, it came in the federal mail. All right. This is a federal offense. So in this, please confirm package receipt by texting blah, blah, blah. That's how they hook you. Okay. So you got this. And they tell you, this contact person. And again, 3 pages of things here. Then he said, on your assignment, when you receive this, almost $2,000 here, almost $2,000 in this, which may or may not work when you put it in your bank. I'm assuming it's going to work to put it in the bank and the bank won't catch it until later. If ever you receive something like this, ask your bank to run. They have numbers at the bottom of a check. The bottom, it's the checking account and routing numbers. If that is a problem, you can ask your bank, your credit union, however you do your banking business, to check those numbers. If this is a problem, they should be on high alert. Okay. That way you don't go through the problem of putting it in your account, and you are responsible for anything you put in your bank account. Okay. So do not just willy-nilly get a check in the mail and go cash it or go put it in your account. They won't cash it. Most of these, they'll have to wait for it to clear, which they aren't going to clear. I'm just going to tell you that. But you are responsible for this. But this particular scam, they gave you close to $2,000. Close to $2,000. Now, they want you to go and deposit this check in your bank or credit union, but don't do it via Cash App, Venmo, or all these other things that they put on there, because they may get burnt for that, or they might get caught. So anyway, funds are available within immediately or within 24 hours. So this is a time, they're already putting you on a time limit on how you have to do this. Then it says, deposit some of the money, deduct $400 for your commission. Yeah, okay, it's not going to be your commission. You're responsible for the whole thing. But then take the rest of the money and go buy Apple gift cards and such and such gift cards. Now, they tell you these cards are available at these stores. So they want you to go get one from these stores, because they obviously have been doing this for quite some time. They know who to hit. FYI, it's some of the big heavy hitters. I don't know if I should mention their names, because this is going to be an investigation. So I'm not going to give out the names. Then they want you, after you purchase the cards, they want you to put $500 on each card. Okay, so you deducted $400 of this $2,000 for yourself to get paid to do this supposed job. Then you're going to get 3 cards and put $500 on each card, right? I think we ate up all of it, but $100 already. Anyway, so, and then they tell you, oh, well, I want you to evaluate the customer service, blah, 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 excuse me, of what's going on. Like as if it's making it to be a real thing. Then you go to the next page, flip the page, and it says, after you have done all of this, under no circumstances acknowledge that you're evaluating their service. Again, trying to legitimize that you're doing this.
Well,
After you do that, you're pretending to be a mystery shopper here. That's what this scam is about. Open the open the package that the cards that they wanted you to put the money on. Open it up and remove the sticker from the card. Let's see what happens there. Then they want you to take a picture of the front and the back of the card, of each of the card, and email and text.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? You have now lost the ability to use that card to return it or anything else, because no sooner do you text that or give that information, that money is sucked right out of there, and the scammers now have the money. And you are now responsible for what you did. Why? Because this is just paper. This is not the actual thing doing it. It's the cause of it, but this is not who did it. You did, because they gave you the golden ticket to go and start this. Scams. Honey, if you do this, you are now out the amount of money that they put on there.
Yeah.
And you are, for the lack of better words, screwed. Okay, so don't do this. Another thing they can get you to do is they'll send you the check in the mail, and they'll tell you, take out some, but then Western Union us back this amount of money. Wait a freaking minute here. You want to give me money to Western Union? Oh, because we're testing we're testing to see customer service at Western Union or MoneyGram or whatever. No, they're not. You're not mystery shopping. You are giving them money.
Right.
Okay? Because they probably stole the account from the person that they wrote the check out on. Any of these things can be made. This can be made. I think they're pretty much doing away with checks because of that. Hardly anyone writes a check. But you see this? Whee! No good. No good for nothing.
Right.
But if these people can get caught, the fact that they sent it through the United States Postal Service, that makes it a worse offense. All right. So if you receive anything like this, please go to your bank, have them check it, then go to when they tell you it's not real, and I promise you more, 9 times out of 10, they will take the whole thing, go to the police department and tell them, where do we turn this in and where do we file for, to make sure this gets some kind of notice. If we take it to the police department, they have to do something about it. This United States Postal Service, that's a federal offense. Something's got to be done so people can stop being scammed. And the only way for us to stop it is to do something about it. Yes. And the best we can do is take it to the authorities. That's the best. And it's just crazy. I mean, the things that they put out.
Right. And they're getting I think they're getting a little bit more serious about helping and doing something about this rather than...
The more people that report, the more that they will take a stand on it. Okay. It takes, unfortunately, it takes a lot to get things going. But if you don't bring it to their attention, they don't know.
That's right.
You don't know what you don't know. So beware. That is the best thing I can tell people, is you have to be aware of your surroundings. You'll get burnt. Believe me, I've seen it. The reason I know these things is because I've witnessed people getting burnt. And you've got to protect yourself. And you're saying, but how can we protect ourselves if this is what they're saying we have to do? There's a way around it. And I'm going to throw this one out because this has happened personally firsthand with me. Capital One Bank. Ooh, I've been banking with Capital One Bank for quite some time. The bank that I used to go to, unfortunately, in that 100-year flood that we had in 2016, it flooded one of the banks. So they had to open another one in another city. Well, I finally went to the bank to make a deposit. And I go into the bank, and this is during the whole season that was, that pandemic that was there. Go into the bank, and I get up to the teller, and the teller's like, well, I need to see your ID. I said, you can see it. Oh, no, I'm going to scan it. No, you're not. I can't access your account without scanning it. Yes, you can. No, I have to scan your ID. No, you don't. I'll let you see. It's me. I'm depositing this. Oh, banks are coming up with this. We need to scan your ID for you to deposit cash. I'm depositing $20 into my account. We need to scan your ID. No, you don't.
Why would they even?
I'm going to get to that.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Why do you want to scan my ID? Where's it going? Oh, it doesn't go anywhere. Then why do you need to scan my ID? They didn't have an answer for that. I said, get me a manager.
Yeah.
The manager comes, oh, I'm sorry, that's just a policy. I said, no, it's not. I said, give me your corporate number. I'll see you later. Bye. Called the corporate office from their parking lot. So let me tell you what I did. I went into the bank and I tried to deposit money that I've had in my account for all this time. I'm trying to put money in, not take it out. I should not have to prove who I am. I'm giving you money to put in this account. Who does it matter? I can just randomly pick an account. I want to deposit someone in Jane Doe's account. Here's the money. I'm telling you to put money into an account. I'm not telling you I want to take money out of so-and-so's account. No, that would be a different story.
Okay.
I want to walk into the bank with cash money and put it into my own personal account. But you need to prove who I am, and you need to scan the ID, which is not going to go anywhere. Then why do you need to scan it? That's kind of stupid. I mean, you're wasting my time. All right. I called the bank corporate, told them what happened. They said, we are so sorry. You don't have to do that. I said, at this point, I don't even want to walk into your bank anymore. So you provide me with a way to deposit that money in the ATM. And I don't really like that, but I'll get a receipt and I'll prove it. And I'll keep track of it that way. Because at this point, I don't want to deal with that bank anymore because they were quite rude. I'm going to go into a bank to give you money to put into my account. And you want to scan an ID. Obviously, you must have my ID on file because you needed it when I opened the account. You don't need to scan it anymore. You don't need to do anything with it anymore. I'm giving you cash money. I'm not giving you a check. I'm not giving you anything that requires anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Cash money. You can use your little pen thing. It was $20. It was a $20 bill. Okay. Seriously, it's real money. I'm giving it to deposit into an account. But you want to scan my ID and you're going to tell me that it's scanning it goes nowhere. Why do it? You're lying. Okay. So you're either just a drone following, reprogram yourself. Please, people, reprogram yourselves because you don't need to do that. Scanning your ID means they have scanned it and now you don't know what the information they have. Don't do it. It's going to go sit in the system somewhere where people can take it if they hack them. Think about this. Why does nobody think about these things? Possibilities can happen. No, I am not a conspiracy theorist. It's not a conspiracy if it's real, okay? It's happening, and I'm telling people this from experience. Why would you've got to protect yourself. It's not a fake ID. It's a real one. I mean, I don't have a real one yet, but I will soon as I have all my paperwork in order. Sad day that you have to have your paperwork in order for, it is what it is. And I was born here in America and I go through this, but it's not going to stop until we stand up and stop it. Why are they making it easier for people to be us?
When you drive through
The bank?
and you've got to put your driver's license in that, or your
I won't do that either. I won't put, I will not give my, I don't go to the ones where the tube sucks up, although it's really cute to watch and
Yeah.
fun stuff. But no, if I go through a drive through, I go to the teller window, I will hold my ID. I have not in other banks, I have not had problems with this. I will not send my ID unless if I have to do it for, like, if you're writing a check, there are certain circumstances they have to prove it's you. But again, nobody really writes checks anymore. But if it's your bank, it's your bank. You are in an arrangement with these people. You're holding my money. You're dealing with my money. You knew who I was when I signed the paperwork to interact with this agreement. I didn't agree that I was going to do this all the time. No, because once you hand it to someone, you have now acknowledged, oh, I'm giving this to someone, so they're going to do something with it. You don't know what they're going to do with it, but you're giving all your information to someone, and you handing it over is an acknowledgement. Okay, here you go. I don't know about y'all, but I'm not willing to do that. And nobody questions, because it's like the white coat syndrome. The doctor tells you something. Well, he's the doctor. He must know. Wrong answer. People, doctors need you to be sick, but we're not here to talk about that. That's how they get paid. But when you go into a working agreement, and that's what you have with a bank, they don't own you. This is not a slavery situation. They should not be able to force you to do something. When you enter into an agreement with, okay, I'm going to have my money at this bank. This is how much, this is going to go on. No, they keep changing their policies throughout the time. You'll say, oh, well, we have new policies. I didn't agree to that. If you don't agree to it, take your money out. Please read. Please, please, please read things. Or don't sign them, because signing them acknowledges that you read it. But most of us don't read this stuff. But you have now entered into agreement. They do it at hospitals. They do it at banks. They do it all over the place. They do it on your cell phone. Right. You hit accept. You don't read that stuff.
Yeah.
And you don't have a choice. You either accept it or you don't have it. Don't have it. Okay? Don't have it. Don't have it if you don't know what's going on. Because this, in fact, is what is going on. Speaking of going on, has anybody tried this? It's not all tickets, I have to say, but Disney has this thing. They have a ticket that you have to scan your fingerprints to justify that you are this person.
Oh, I haven't run into that yet.
It's a special, let me see if I can, they have fingerprint scanners at Disney to justify, it's a ticket tag. A ticket tag. Now, if you have this ticket tag, don't scan your fingerprint. Put a picture, get something that you could scan on that thing, because they say that it is not doing anything other than assigning a number so they know that you are the person who had that or purchased that ticket. Wait a freaking minute. How many people lose their tickets at Disney? You paid that much money for a one-day ticket to Disney. And again, it's not just a regular ticket. It's this ticket tag thing. People are letting their children, they have videos. You scan the tag. Most of the time it's on a watch or something. You scan it, and then you have to put your fingerprint. No way. Where's that going? You're only using this. You went through all of the trouble to get a fingerprint scanner for it not to do anything. Really? How stupid are you thinking people are? Pretty much, because a lot of people are doing it and they just letting their kids go up and paching. They have now scanned your fingerprint. There's a reason we have these things, okay, to identify us and only to be us. But when you scan it in the system, just like if you use your eyeball to do this, all right, some cell phones, I don't have a cell phone that does it because I won't own one like that. I have cheap ones because I'm not spending a lot of hundreds of dollars on cell phones. But there are cell phones that you can use your biometrics, either your fingerprint or scan your eyeball to use your phone. Are you kidding me? I don't know about you, but I grew up in a day where phones were actually on a wall where you can attach this really long cord if you wanted to go into the other room so nobody else heard you. Why would you use your fingerprint or your eye to scan into a cell phone? Do you not know that that is going somewhere other than your own cell phone? Okay, seriously now. Why are you, and these cell phones, they're little cages and traps. All right. They make you pay a lot of money for them to track you and use all of your stuff. Nobody realizes this. And they talk about scams, and there's so many people out there sitting there saying, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. It stops being a theory when it's proven. Okay. It's proven fact. You think about this. Why did they spend lots and lots of money to make fingerprint scanners and retina scanners on things? Why do they scan all of your information into a system that they know is hackable? Things to think about. Why do they send things in the mail? The U.S. Postal Service has been around for a very long time. Why do they send things in the mail and get you to do things with it?
You trust them.
Yeah, because, it's this. No, it's not. Okay, people, I want to leave you. We have a couple more minutes here. I want to leave you with another one. Applying for a job.
Oh, yeah, that's a biggie.
You do not need to give up certain information until you have been offered. You have guaranteed the job, not even offered. You are about to start work. Then you fill out the information. Then you give them your social security number so they can pay you if it's a W-2 wage. If it's not a W-2 wage, if it's a 1099, you don't have to offer up information. Okay? Please, please, please know what you're doing. If you're just randomly finding jobs to apply for on the internet, don't give them very little personal information until they have secured the job. Another one is all of these, what do you call these, job brokers, or, oh goodness, what are they called?
I think
it's escaping me too right now. It's a job service center or something.
Right.
They don't need your personal information until you are hired. Okay? Do not give out your address, your social security number. They ask for all of this on a job application. Until you have secured the job, they don't need to know anything about you other than your name and your phone number to contact you if you get the job. Please, 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 people, do not just randomly put all of your information on this stuff. The way to stop people from stealing your information and selling it to the scammers out there is to stop giving it. Okay? There is too much to lose. And you know what? We have to pay to fight to get it all back. Okay? If you've been scammed, you've lost your money. You've lost all the money you sink into getting it fixed. Stop.
Right.
Okay? Just stop. And for the goodness of a Southern heart, don't fall for bull, okay? Bull is, If you sugarcoat it, it's still what it is.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's no changing it. If the cow patty is a cow patty. If you put sugar and all of this, I'm not gonna eat it. It's not candy. It's still what it is. And that is what it is out there because there are too many scams out there. It'll come in via mail. It'll come in via text on your phone. See, I don't have a fingerprint scan on that. That's a cheap phone. And my cheap phone, it's not meant to do all of the things that a computer can do. Alexander Graham Bell designed these things to pick up and call somebody. Call somebody if you care. But they're doing things on those devices and all other electronic devices that you really, really need to be aware of. Don't fall for that. Oh, I'm out of town. I need some money. Oh, how'd you get out of town to begin with? You must have had money. You can't let them tug at your heartstrings. There's a big thing on 60 Minutes about how these romance scams are sucking people dry. We're not in a time that we can afford for money just to be going away. It can't. You can't just throw it away. You need to be aware of what's actually going on out there, and you need to be cautious. I'm not trying to spook you. I'm not trying to send you on a bad path. I'm trying to open your eyes and enlighten you because of the simple fact these things go on. And the more we talk about them, the more we get it out there, the more people understand that these are dangerous times and you don't want to fall for something that's going to hurt you. And there's so many things out there that can actually do this. Don't scan your IDs. Don't give out your personal information. Get another number. Be it if they want something, they want to identify you as something. Set up a PIN number. Some places have that. You can set up a PIN number to identify yourself as. That's a number you only know. You only give it to them. Also make sure you're changing your things regularly. Don't use the same password for everything. Don't do that. And never, never, never give out your personal information. It's dangerous.
So you suggest changing your telephone number, your cell phone
Not
number?
your phone number. Your phone number is something you should be able to have for a lifetime. I've had mine for so many years.
Years. I feel like I'm getting a lot of the types of fraud that I shouldn't, just because I fell for one in the beginning.
If you want to change your number, change it. I like my number. I don't feel that I'm going to let them take that number away from me by causing the scams because I can do it to another number too. But I happen to like my phone number.
Yeah. And that was the reason I wrote the scams book, a resource guide, 150 different types of scams. And you've named, I believe, all of the places where they, in fact, you forgot one. And that was this young man that told me about getting scammed in the McDonald's one day when I was standing right next to him.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and it was somebody that he had met in our dance group that we had both had been at, and he started dating her, and then she needed $2,000 for a refrigerator, he said, and so he gave it to her, and so later her son told him, "Well, Mom spent that money on Dad's." So it's everywhere. It's not just on technology, but it's everywhere. You don't know someone.
Don't pull the heartstrings.
Right. I want to thank you all for being with us today, and I hope that you found that interesting, if not hurtful, if you've already fallen. But I want to thank you for being here for today. And I have 4 books out on Amazon now. Scams is one of them, and we'll talk about more of those another time. So I thank you very much. Life is not about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain, right?
Absolutely. Have a good one.
Have a good one.